Hey, it's Mikey Mike, and we're at Lake Isabella, and it's October 24th, Saturday, and the winds were up, and it was pumping. Oh my gosh. I guess Sunday was a little bit breezier. So here's that, I used my Samsung Sport Watch, and it works great for tracking your progress with the Under Armour app. And then I just exported it over to Relive, and it maps it all out for you. Really cool kind of app there. This is kind of the overview of Lake Isabella. Although the water's really low right now, there's a bunch of islands out there. So quick launch on the beach. Somebody's kind enough to go out in the water and get us launched up. The water's not too cold right now, and so it worked out pretty good. So go over and grab the board. Winds are about 20, a little over 20 right now, and they peaked up to about 30 plus a little bit later in the afternoon, and boy was it pumping. There are still a few lull spots, and there were some people that aren't familiar with the area and got caught kind of downwind, and they did some swimming, that's for sure. It was kind of crazy, and some surf paddling, but they survived. They made it back to shore, which was really good. A lot of support. A lot of people were grabbing boards and swimming or kiting them back out to them, and it was really cool. But I just got back from the doctors, and I had to get some cortisone shots on my knees, so just trying to take it easy, just kind of mowing the grass here, not getting too crazy, but still definitely having a great time kiting today. It was fun to get out with Mike and Andrew and the whole gang out there. It was a lot of fun. But it was windy, that's for sure. So like I said, Lake Isabella, the water's really low, and there's a couple real exposed small little islands in between. And then you can actually, in the kite cam, you can almost see that, like, the little aqueduct that goes through the lake. It's actually underwater most of the time, and then now that it's exposed, you can kind of see where the aqueduct is. It's kind of like a little underground river, or underwater river, I'd call it. So doing the fat boy trick, and not wanting to do any transitions and too crazy today, so I just kind of fell back in the water, spun the board around, and then but my knees felt really, really good, actually, after the cortisone shots. It's been about a week since I got them. I couldn't do any kiting for about a month because I could hardly walk, but now it's a lot better. So, but having a great time. The winds were up, and I was struggling a couple times. Winds kind of had a couple lulls, but for the most part, they were pretty much pumping most of the day. But then they did a crazy wind shift like Isabella always does. It kind of went offshore for about an hour or so, and some people got kind of caught in that. And unfortunately, I was in between sessions, like made it back, and then everybody kind of wasn't fortunate enough to get back to the beach yet. So pretty much just a lot of back and forth. You saw the beginning of the video where there was probably 100 little back and forths in that clip, but it was a lot of fun. And I'm on the 11-meter Switchblade with the Oddman's 6.4 surfboard, and I took my Cabrina surfboard out too as well, and I was struggling. It was, I think, just a little after a couple of these runs here, and it was a little light for the 11 at the time. So, but then it started getting nuclear a little bit later, so it was crazy. And my buddy Mike went there, stayed the night to Sunday, and he said it was just crazy, like 35, 40 mile an hour, and yeah, that was nuts. So I kind of got pulled off the board there, and got to go back to it. So you can kind of see those little islands right there, and then right off to the right-hand side there's a little aqueduct. I don't know if it shows it. No, it didn't show it. Right by that little rock line there, it's actually the little aqueduct underground river. Underwater river when it's lake's full. So we're kind of in a weird spot right here. It's kind of like a little bay behind one of the islands, kind of a little cove, and it's not that windy on the surface, but up high it's pretty windy. And then once you get going, you can really pick up some speed and go. So you gotta just keep your kite high, you'll be fine. So like I said, I was trying to keep it up a little bit, and then You can see it where there's no ripples or anything on the water, but it's definitely moving. So kept the kite up high and just punched it through, and as soon as you get around this little island right here off to the right hand side there, you just start flying. So there's another island in front of me that I was trying to get by, and there's a little lull right here, so I'm pumping the kite trying to get it through, and then my buddy Andrew's coming up from the other side and I was trying to do my best not to land my kite on him, because I was just struggling kind of going downwind here, and but 50 feet later it's moving out again, so you can kind of see it on the water right in front of me right there. It's coming right where Andrew's at right there. Now it's where it's going to get light right there. And I can see the wind right here, and sure enough, kicks into second gear and we're moving. So a lot of fun at Isabella. If you can kite Isabella, it's a lot more user friendly everywhere else you go. So it's definitely an intermediate advanced spot. There's some guys getting some mega air. My buddy Brandy, man, he was just flying. Mike was flying through the air. Brandy was doing kite things. He was going crazy. One of these guys, I don't know his name, but he's on a foil, and he was, oh man, he was just killing it. He was just killing it. It was awesome. So there I went overhead on a transition, and I'm going toe side here, and it's windy if I go overhead, because typically I have to down loop jibe, and I was like, so I went back the other direction. I was having a little difficulty toe side today. I just wasn't feeling it, so hey, I might as well just take it easy and enjoy my kiting day. But a lot of fun. So here in just a few seconds, the wind's kind of picked up like a lot, and it was so strong that it flipped my board over while I was trying to spin it around, and it bapped me in the head so hard I thought I was going to get knocked out. Thank gosh my helmet was on, and also it went through my kite lines, and I thought I was going to cut my line. So there's the chart. It's about 30 miles an hour, about 430, and it was right about 430 right here, and it was blowing. Oh my gosh, you had little white caps, and the wind would spray off the white caps. It was gnarly. We had some wing foilers out there, we had some full boarders out there, twin tippers, everybody was going crazy, and some windsurfers, and you can see the sun's coming down, it's just glaring on the water there. I changed the resolution on my kite cam to I don't know what it was, like 220 or 2200 or something like that. So here it is. The board kind of comes up. Hear that pop me in the head. So look at that. Holy cow. And then it gets caught through my lines. Here's in slow motion. And right through my lines. And I was like, oh no. But everything worked out. I was like, holy cow. Let's get that board back on my feet and get the heck out of there, that's for sure. And so I was really cautious the next few times I'd stopped. It actually happened a couple more times. It didn't pop me in the head this time though, but it definitely, wind got up underneath the board and was just trying to flip it. And so I want to make sure I kept a hold of my board so it didn't go, tumbling away from me. So here's a self-land here. I'm backing up the beach and getting to my car where I have a little S-beaner, carabiner type thing stuck to my my trunk lid pin with a quick release leash on it as well. The trick here is just get it into your chicken loop, and then lower the kite down slowly into the water. And that way, if you don't do it onto the dirt because it gets a little bouncy, you'll see it bounce around in the water a little bit, but kind of saves your leading edge as well. And then I take the donkey little thing here off, and then chicken loop, and then I take my leash off or my safety just in case. And then I run down, kind of holding one of the lines, and then go rescue my kite before it does anything crazy. So, and you gotta be careful, don't run too fast with your hand holding the line, because you'll burn a hole right through it. So it pretty much behaves and stays right there, but it was windy. So I was tippy-toeing all the way back. So this is Mikey Mike. Make sure you leave some comments down below. Lake Isabella having a lot of fun. Hopefully we can get out really soon. Maybe back to 6 Mile or 9 Mile. Actually, the north winds are coming. So like I said, leave some comments. And we'll talk to you soon, man. All right. Peace.